This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Dr. Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest is Ellie B., who is the Executive Director of Huron Humane Society. Good morning, Ellie.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful, thank you.
Good. Well, let's start with Terrence. You brought Terry today, and he's a wonderful cat.
He is. So Terrence here, he's, you're getting a little anxious here, bud. So Terrence is one of our favorite cats, actually, at the Huron Humane Society. All staff, all volunteer. Most people who come out and visit the cats absolutely fall in love with him. But he's a little bit of a special kitty because he's one of our barn cats.
Ah.
And that's what stops him from getting adopted so far. So he does wonderful outside that we know of. But he does need to be an outside cat.
Okay.
And so we actually have a promotion going on right now for June where all of our barn cats are free.
Wow.
Yeah, so we have every kind of barn cat that you could think of. So we have Terrence here, who, as you can see, is very lovable, very sweet. He just wants you to come up and love up on him. He's okay doing his own thing too, but he does like the human affection. But then we also have ones that just want to do their own thing and are perfectly fine with, not that much human interaction, but are going to be really great mousers as well.
All right, and they're all up to date on their shots.
All of them are going to be up to date. They're going to be spayed and neutered as well, so they're good to go as far as everything for that. Yeah.
And barn cats are a special kind of cat. That's a little less care, a little less worry, and okay, good. So for the whole month of June.
Yes, for the whole month of June, we are doing free barn cats right now.
Okay, sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, so do you want to put him back? Or are you going to keep holding there?
Can put him back.
Seems to be happier in there right now. Okay, Retails Boutique. I know that you moved it, so where is it now? What's happening with it?
Yeah, so for Retails Boutique, it was in downtown Alpena, but we were doing a pop-up for a little while, and now we have permanently moved it to the Huron Humane Society shelter location.
Very good.
Yeah, so we've spent a lot of time really working on cleaning the shelter, and we've painted it, we've really updated it, and so we're continuing that, and we're going to have a section of that be for the Retails Boutique.
And will it be open the hours the Humane Society is?
Yes, yep, so it's going to be open, and actually our hours are changing currently.
Okay.
So the only days that we're going to be closed are going to be Mondays. So we're now going to start opening on Sundays. We're
Wow.
we're going to be open from 11 to 3. So it's going to give everybody even more opportunity to be able to come and see the animals and then see all of the Retails Boutique as well.
Okay.
So we are looking for consignments.
Okay.
So if anybody is interested in working with us and selling some of their products at the Humane Society, we really encourage everybody to stop by and get more information on that. And, we're looking for pieces to be donated as well to be able to sell at retail. So whether that's going to be decorations or upscaled furniture or, anything antique, we are really looking for that. And we're going to be selling that as well. And all of the proceeds are going to go directly to the Huron Humane Society.
Perfect.
Yeah, so we're really excited for that, and we're hoping that anybody who's coming out to see Retails will be able to look at the animals, or the people who are looking at the animals are going to be able to see Retails as well.
Sounds just perfect to me.
Yeah,
like when they put all that candy by the checkout when you have your children with you. Hello.
Exactly, yeah.
So I know it's kitten season, so how many kittens do you have?
Yes. So we have 15 in-house right now, and then
Okay.
we have 9 that are out on foster.
Okay.
So that is a lot. We actually just had 4 that were just adopted out last weekend.
Great.
And we do have 10 kittens right now that are unspoken for.
Okay.
So those are just for the ones that are in-house that people can come and see. So we are really looking for potential adopters for all of these kittens. And oh my gosh, they're so cute and so playful. It's so hard to say no to one of these kittens, but we're really helping we're really trying to encourage everyone to come out and take a look at these kittens and possibly adopt them, that we're actually getting this whole basket set for every single kitten adoption. Yeah, so it's going to be basically a starter kit for a kitten. So it's going to have the litter box, it's going to have the food, it's going to have toys, bowls, anything and everything that you're going to need for a kitten. You're going to get this with your adoption, on top of the spay and neuter that you always get, and then the free vet visits as well.
Perfect. And we like to remind people at this point, please spay and neuter your pets.
Absolutely.
We don't want to have 15 kittens that need to be adopted.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened, where we were brought in cats that hadn't been spayed, that were found running around, or brought ones in that were pregnant that also hadn't been spayed. So it's really, as much as I love my job, if I could have it to where there are no kittens, then that means that we as a community are doing the right thing and getting our animals spayed and neutered.
Okay, now you mentioned real briefly there fostering, so tell us about fostering.
Yes, so we're always looking for foster parents. We just a couple days actually ago, we had it to where these kittens were brought in. They were about 3 weeks old. The person who brought them in had been trying to find the mother of the cat. She was unable to find them for a couple of days. And at that point, at 3 weeks, they still do need to be bottle fed. So we were kind of in a bind because, with our staffing and our hours, we would have had to leave them for longer periods of times than we needed to, or that they should have been cared for. So, we're always looking to have those people who can foster in a pinch like that, whether it's for a cat that's maybe just not adjusting very well to being there, or a dog who may need a little bit more attention, or even like these kittens that we have. So we encourage anyone who is willing to open their house to have one of the Humane Society animals in there, that we really ask that they come in and just come talk to us, and we can see if we might be able to find a good arrangement for that.
And you help with the food and any vet bills?
Absolutely, yep. So anything that they need, we're going to help them for. Whether it is that they do need to go see the vets for any reason at all, we're going to cover those costs. And we really try to make it as easy of a process as possible.
Great. Now we have about 2 minutes left, but the Bissell event, I knew that was upcoming. How did that go?
Oh, it was spectacular. So we actually ended up adopting out 14 animals that day. We did 10 cats and 4 dogs.
Wow.
And it was so much better than we even anticipated it to be. So we're really, really thankful for the community, that everybody who came out to see all the changes that we had made, whether or not they ended up adopting an animal. I mean, it was just a wonderful, wonderful day. And all the animals that got adopted went to wonderful, amazing homes.
Yay.
Yeah.
So now, Fur Bowl is over. Do you have any other special events coming up?
Well, we do have a special event that's going to be coming up in July for with the mall, where the mall merchants are actually going to be sponsoring cats that we have. So, we'll have a little bit more information with that later on this month, because we're still kind of working out some of the details. But other than that, the other promotions and specials that we have are going to be those barn cats.
Yes. So a phone number to reach you if someone's interested in volunteering.
Yeah, so that's going to be 989-356-4947.
Well, thank you so much for being here, and keep up the good work taking care of the animals in our community.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you. Please stay tuned. I'll be right back following with some information on anti-human trafficking campaign coming up. Hi, welcome back. My last 2 guests are both here today to talk about an anti-human trafficking campaign for Northeast Michigan. I have Michelle Smith and Joy Claridge. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Nancy.
Joy, I will start with you. When you hear about human trafficking, I think, oh, well, that doesn't happen in my community. But, that's not true.
Right. No, it's not true. And in fact, I was just telling you that there's a lady I know, a professional, who was telling me of a child who was about grade 1 or 2, whose parents were selling them for drugs.
Wow.
So it's happening around us, whether we want to know that or not. It's definitely happening.
So give us some statistics, easy for me to say.
Yes. Well, so human trafficking is a modern form of slavery.
Okay.
It could be labor trafficking, and it could be sexual trafficking.
Okay.
But it's against their will. This isn't Pretty Women, like the movie.
Right.
There's 100 to 300,000 underage girls sold for sex in the U.S. alone every year.
Wow.
So that's the average age is 12 years old. There's also boys being sold as well. And some of these girls will go and they'll have to have even 12 abortions a year.
Wow.
I mean, it's just tragic for these children what they're going through.
Wow.
It's completely against their will.
Okay, Michelle, so your 2 churches and a bunch of other wonderful people decided to get together and do a training in our community. So tell me what it's going to entail.
Well, Nancy, we felt like, even though we're a small community, a lot of times people think, well, this can't happen in our community and it doesn't really affect us. but it truly does, because it is the fastest growing arm of organized crime in the United States. And so we have been in contact with WAR International out of Grand Rapids, and they have three decades of working with women at risk and children at risk, and we decided that we'd like to bring them to Alpena to impact our community in a positive way, because prevention is really the key in this situation. Education is really the key. And so we have 3 events that are coming up. We are on Friday, June 15th, going to have an event at Thunder Bay Junior High from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. with Jen Ammo. And this is going to be specifically for parents and for high school students. It's not appropriate for children under the age of high school students. But this is a free program that's going to educate them on how they can put safety measures in place for their families, and how they can also help prevent anyone from being a victim, because many times we have spheres of influence where we can really make a difference. Also that same evening from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at Word of Life Baptist Church on Bagley, Becky McDonald, who is actually the founder of WAR International, Women at Risk International out of Grand Rapids, will be doing a training specifically for professionals. This is doctors, nurse practitioners, physician's assistants, social workers, substance abuse counselors, and that program will provide 2 continuing education units, which is required on an annual basis for these professions. And so that is a program that will provide that right here in our own community. They don't have to travel. This is really great. That does have a fee of $30, and they can register for that by going online to www.newlifealpena.org. Then the following day, on Saturday, June 16th, from 9 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon, is a training specifically for everyone. This is what's called civilian first responder training. Becky McDonald, as well as other professionals who really know how to educate us on these things, will be coming into our community. There's a team of 8 people coming. One is actually going to be a survivor of human trafficking, and she will be sharing her story. But that day, this will be training for all of us, everyone from moms, dads, pizza delivery drivers, teachers, Sunday school teachers, anyone. We all really need to be trained and equipped. It's a great opportunity in our community. And again, the cost is $30. It includes lunch, and people can register for that at www.warinternational.org. And if there's any questions on any of these things, that they would like to call New Life Church at 354-0095, we can direct them in the right direction.
Now I had not heard about WAR before, so give me a little bit of background on WAR.
Well, WAR was founded about 3 decades ago, about 30 years ago, by Becky McDonald, who grew up as a child of missionary parents in what is now Bangladesh, formerly Pakistan. And she saw a lot of cruelty to women and children. As a matter of fact, one of her best friends suffered acid burning because she refused someone's advances. And she just decided that she felt called to do something to protect women and children. So she formed this organization, and it's become a very incredible ministry or organization that works internationally, but also within our own nation, but in our own state. They're right here in Michigan, and they go around educating and doing all kinds of things to try to make a difference and to prevent these kind of things from happening.
Wonderful. So back to statistics again. So the reason for the training, I'm assuming, is so that we as parents, Sunday school teachers, people in the community, if you see something suspicious that you think this just doesn't feel good, this just doesn't feel right, we kind of have a little bit of knowledge beforehand.
Yeah, raise the red flag for us. I think a lot of us probably in our spheres of influence may come across people we have no idea that they're being trafficked or they're being groomed. And there's going to be subtle changes or bigger changes, and I think that that's exactly what we'll learn. We'll learn what those are and then how to respond to it too. What do we do about that? Who do we tell?
And then I went online and I looked up some stuff on, how do you say, Jen Ammo. Pretty interesting.
It is.
It sounds like her talk will really be very good. But in here it says 800,000 people are lured into human trafficking every year.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes, it is.
And there's a lot of different reasons, like you said, it can be labor, it can be sexual, it can be someone who's alone and just say, hey, this person cares about me, and then all of a sudden you're...
And they can be trafficked right out of their own home. I read a story about a young lady who was doing really well at school, actually I think from Auburn Hills, Michigan, and she was doing really well in school and had this guy who she was friendly with, and he ended up trafficking her right from her own home. She was so ashamed to tell her parents about it that, and there were signs, her grades were going down. There was red flags that, people could see, but that's happening.
Okay, so if people can't remember the website, they could call Word of Life or
New Life.
Or New Life Baptist Church.
New Life Christian Fellowship.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Word of Life is where it's being held.
Okay, Word of Life is where it's being held. So they can call one of those two churches and get all the details, but it sounds like something very important that our community should get behind and support, and you do. Do you have enough time to quickly read off your sponsors, Michelle?
I would love to do
Thank
that.
you.
We've been really fortunate to have so many sponsors in our community: the Alpena Area Ministerial Association, Catholic Human Services, the Lions Club, New Life Christian Fellowship, Options Pregnancy Center, Walmart, Woven Women's Ministry, and the Zonta Club have all come behind this and are really sponsoring it in an effort to make a difference in our community.
Okay, we're out of time. Thank you both so very much, and I
you.
hope this is a very successful event for you.
Thank you so much.
Please stay tuned for Dr. Don McMaster following these messages.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster. I'm president of Alpena Community College, and I'm pleased to have as our guest this morning Carol Wires, switchboard operator at ACC for 19 years and about to retire. Welcome.
Thank you.
We should have had you on long before this, but thanks for saying yes. And let's start with your thoughts after 19 years about leaving retirement, and what comes to your mind?
A lot of changes in those 19 years. Probably cell phone usage made the biggest change.
Really?
Yes.
And how so?
I sit in Van Laer Hall at the switchboard across from the lunchroom. Back in the day, the students would interact a lot more than they do these days, studying and just enjoying break between classes, and you hear a lot less going on in the lunchroom, let's just say.
That's so interesting. I mean, you hear that all over. I was giving a commencement address at Elkona High this past Friday, and I was talking about how things had changed in 41 years since I've been in school there, and I referenced cell phones, and somebody from the crowd called out. It was in a nasty way about that's too bad, that cell phones are so ubiquitous. Everyone has them, and they're all into it. But so Joyce Warniak, who was a longtime employee at ACC, gave you a very fond nickname, and it amused me, and that is misinformation. And I'd like you to reflect on that. And did she mean misinformation, or did she mean fake news?
It's a mystery. Let's just leave it that way. Evidently, I transferred a call to the wrong person, so she said, you're giving misinformation here. So that's the name, and it's stuck.
So you've known a lot of folks. I mean, you are when somebody calls 356-9021, eventually they talk to you, and it's been that way for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
So what is some of your fond memories of working at the college?
Probably some of the activities that we've had, the employees, and also interacting with the students as well. Certain students, which I really couldn't name any off the top of my head, but it seems like every new year that there's always at least one student that needs a little extra attention, or I don't know, somebody to vent to, or whatever.
Somebody to listen. And you've enjoyed that?
Yeah, I have. I've met a lot of different students, different ages, from young to right out of high school to later in their years, even some older than me.
Yeah, I think that's a very interesting point, because I think folks who aren't familiar with community colleges oftentimes, and I was guilty of this before I started working there, think of community colleges as kind of a scaled back, under-resourced university, like a small university that doesn't have as much money as a university does. But that's really not what a community college is. It is a much more heterogeneous place. You do have high school kids, you do have folks that are getting an occupational degree, you do have people who are coming back for retraining, all in the same classroom. That gives a vibrance, I think, to the and a power that universities often don't have. Yeah. So what else? The staff you'll miss?
Yes. A lot of friends there.
You told me
through the years.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, when you work with these people for 19 years, you go through a lot of things in your life.
Yeah. And you do too, and they do, and you work through them together. Yeah. You told me you had worked for 3 presidents now.
I was a work study for Dr. Newport in his office, actually Lee Sprague. I was going to school. That's where I started. A year before I started working at the college, I was going to school, and then it was a work study, and got to know Dr. Newport, and then next it was Dr. Joynton.
Yes.
And now you.
Yes. I won't ask you to compare the 3, but if you want, I'll listen to it.
All of the different presidents have all had different strengths and different ideas. And actually, I think it's good like that, because it's not narrow-minded, the direction of the college. So.
Well put. That was, I appreciate that, and I think you're right. One of the strengths of the college, in my view, is there's leaders at every level. People who care about their work, care about the students, care about the college, not just, at the top, driving things down, but at all levels. And this creates a very rich soil for things to germinate and good things to happen, because one person doesn't have all that, but many people do. So we've got about a minute left, and are there 2 things. What are your, first is, what are your plans starting July 1? What are you going to do?
My number 1 goal is the landing upstairs at my house is a mess. So that's going to be a big project, but I'm looking forward to getting rid of the clutter and everything else and setting up an office up there. And I've just been praying to see what the Lord has planned for me. I don't know. I have a couple ideas in my mind of things that I would like to do, but we'll see what happens. Maybe a little bit of traveling, and who knows?
Very good.
We'll see.
I bet you won't be answering the phone, though, will you?
No.
You've had enough of that.
I've had enough.
Well,
actually, it's been really great through the years. I really enjoyed my job. There's a lot of people in the community that support the college. It's a good place to work. It's a beautiful place to work.
Yeah, I agree. And you've added to it.
Well, thank you.
So I want to thank you for that. And I thank you, folks, for watching Talk of the Town. We'll see you again next week.
This has been Talk of the Town with your host, Nancy Smitham and Dr. Don McMaster. For a list of community events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on our community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.